And love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone, you know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory, I tell you how it tastes.
Hello,
and welcome to the Quadruple Double.
Today we're going to be discussing some NBA trades, transactions, rumors in general.
Just everything that happened over the last week, whether it be about Anthony Davis, Kristaps, or just general trades and rumors floating around the league. First thing we're going to look at is very quickly just NBA trades and transactions on the ESPN site for the last week. So on Thursday, the Washington signed guard John Jenkins to a 10-day contract. We don't even know who that is, G League player. And on Friday, the Bulls waived Carmelo Anthony and traded a protected 2020 second-round draft pick to Oklahoma City for Timothy Luau-Cabarrot and cash.
See, my thing is about Carmelo, I feel like he's become kind of like a journeyman with the way he's gone this season from the Hawks to the Rockets to the Bulls. I think he's going to end up on the Lakers. However, just because of how...
This year, the Lakers have a habit of picking up disgruntled veterans.
Yeah, Michael Beasley.
Yeah, if you really look at it, Carmelo and Michael Beasley, at this point in their careers, they're essentially the same player. Carmelo, they can still score, but neither of them is that efficient, and they don't do anything else.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie, they don't do anything.
My opinion on Michael Beasley is that he really had all the tools when he was younger. I mean, he averaged 26 and 12 in college. He's good. He was really good.
I do think he's a bust. So
yeah, he just never really put it together in the NBA, and that's the difference between him and Carmelo. Because the thing about Carmelo is that Carmelo actually averaged 25 in points per game in one year, or 27 in another. Or I think he even led the league in one year with 29. So he's a really solid player.
Yeah. So actually, it turns out that this year Michael Beasley's numbers per 36 are pretty good. 25, 8, 3, 1, and 1.
Yeah.
But his defense still isn't that good, and it's advanced stats when you're looking at this. And he's averaging 8 and 3 in 10 minutes a game, so you don't know how that could change.
I mean, his defense has always lacked. That's just a consistency with him.
Yeah.
So I think we should bring it all on over to the next more recent thing, which is...
So, you think we forgot something? Well, we didn't. On Thursday, everybody knows about this trade, probably.
Hopefully.
And the Knicks and the Mavericks completed a trade. We're actually going to give our team grades, trade grades after.
Yeah.
But to sum it all up, so the Knicks traded Kristaps Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., Trey Burke, and Courtney Lee to Dallas for Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, Wesley Matthews, and 2 future first-round picks.
Wow.
That is a big trade that I did not see coming.
Well, see, I actually I heard news about the disagreements between Kristaps and the front office. So I kind of saw a little bit of it coming. However, I did not see a trade coming this soon and this close to the trade deadline.
Yeah, I saw a trade, but
yeah, I thought it was going to be moved for the offseason or something similar to that. But I actually personally believe that the trade wasn't even that bad for the Knicks because they freed up cap space by getting Tim Hardaway Jr.'s contract.
But they're banking on the fact that they're going to get either Jimmy Butler or Kyrie Irving or both.
Or Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant stated that he wouldn't mind going to New York. It's part of his top 5. So
yeah, but it depends if the Warriors win a championship this year.
What do you mean depends? And what do you think's going to happen this year? The Bucks are going to win the championship?
That's not the point. I'm saying that overall, if I do think New York... Here, I'll look at this way. So the only reason that DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews are part of this trade is that they have big contracts, and New York is most likely going to buy them out, which frees them up. I remember I looked at NBA.com after the trade, and it frees up about $75 million in cap space.
Yeah, that's exactly what they have.
In addition to what they already have, which is great. But no, DeAndre Jordan and Wesley Matthews are still 2 NBA caliber players,
especially Wesley, who's actually a decent starting
shooter. Before that Achilles, he was.
Yeah, exactly. But my thing is that I really don't understand in a way this trade for the Knicks because of what they gave to Dallas. Kristaps is still on his rookie deal, which means he's a team option for the next year.
And he hasn't met the criteria for the starter or the star criteria to be eligible for a supermax or anything like that.
Exactly. So that's what's so great, and the fact that the Mavericks got him with such a steal, they didn't have to give up someone like Luka. I know DSJ is pretty solid, but he's always had some confrontations.
Doncic is better.
Yeah,
Doncic is better.
way better. It's not even
And
close.
if they traded Harrison Barnes, it wouldn't work that well because if you look at the Knicks, they got Kristaps, who's a power forward center, and 3 guards. The only thing I think that Mavs should have pushed more is getting Emmanuel Mudiay because Dennis Smith Jr. was their starting point guard and now he's gone, and JJ Barea is still injured. Tim Hardaway Jr. is not a point guard. Trey Burke.
He was a point guard.
He was a point guard, but he's still better off ball. And Courtney Lee is not a point guard.
Well, I mean,
and then Dallas already has Devin Harris, and I'm not saying Dallas messed up. Obviously, they didn't. But if they could have switched one of Hardaway Jr., Burke, or Courtney Lee for Emmanuel Mudiay, who's not pricey, that would have given them a more complete starting lineup. Because as I see the Mavs starting lineup after this, like when Kristaps gets back, if they don't do any more trades, it would look something like Luka Doncic at point guard, Tim Hardaway Jr., can't remember, Harrison Barnes, Kristaps, and Dwight Powell maybe.
See, I see it more as a small ball thing. I think they should have got Frank. Ntilikina.
But Mudiay is
then
just
if
more...
they got Frank, they could add Frank at 1, they could add Doncic at 2, Hardaway at 3, then they could add Barnes at 4, and Kristaps at 5.
But Mudiay is more proven right now.
But that's a solid small ball lineup that they can carry.
Yeah, but Mudiay is actually... I can't remember. I'm just going to check Mudiay's contract quickly because I think he's actually... Frank might be pricier than him, so...
Frank cannot be pricier than him. He's on his rookie deal. And if they really don't like him, then they can just trade him away.
Mudiay is getting $4.3 million a year.
And Frank's probably getting like 3.5. He was a top 10 pick.
$4.8 million.
Really? So they're actually...
Yes.
But think about it. Frank actually has a lot more potential than Mudiay.
Yeah, but and I know they're still building for the future, but they still want to compete at this point. If they have Kristaps, the expectation is that they will be a playoff team.
Definitely.
So by the fact, if they got Mudiay, then Mudiay is also he hasn't reached the end of his potential. He's still
For sure.
25, 26, and.
But
the fact that Doncic is also young and obviously he hasn't reached his potential, and Kristaps is also young and hasn't reached his potential. Harrison Barnes, I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar, but he's only 27, 28. I can't.
So basically, what you're saying.
So they already have a young team. So and Dirk's, this is probably his final year, and JJ Barea is also getting old. So I think they want to have a good combination. I can't forget Maxi Kleber is also pretty good. I think he's a little underrated, and he's also young. So. You saw the Suns have some good caliber players, but they're also young.
Yeah.
They're really young, and that's a very big deciding factor into how they're competing. Obviously, the Suns don't have the best players, but they still have some players that are still generally good. Devin Booker, T.J. Warren's been playing well, and DeAndre Ayton, who would be the Rookie of the Year if Luka Doncic wasn't
so
in the NBA.
Ridiculously amazing.
Okay.
So I think we should move on to all the Anthony Davis rumors.
One more thing I just want to add. So. Another thing that I don't like that happened with the Knicks is that they also got 2 future first-round picks. That sounds pretty good, right? But because Dallas will most likely be in the playoffs, it's also protected.
Most likely, that's key. Kristaps may not. There have been reports Kristaps may not come back.
Yeah, but these first-round picks, from what I know, are 2020 and 2021. So Kristaps, he might not come back averaging 20 plus, but he's not going to come back and play like Nikolaos Tskitishvili or whatever his name was.
See, you have to take into account that there's going to be rustiness and there's going to be
the Thunder had rustiness.
I know, but the Thunder there's going to be a learning curve and there's going to be lacks of team chemistry, so you don't know really what's going to happen.
Yeah, but even if they do, it will still be in the back end of the lottery, and we don't.
That's still a lottery protected pick. That's still a lottery pick. That's 2 lottery picks.
Well, we'll see what happens if the Knicks come out with this with Jimmy Butler, maybe Kevin Love, even or Kyrie Irving.
Then
props
it's a
to them.
win.
If they only got 1,
then it's all right.
It's okay,
but it's not.
But because after Kyrie, Kevin Love, and Jimmy Butler are all currently better than Kristaps. Nothing against Kristaps, but because of his injury and because honestly,
he's still really young. Exactly.
He's still a power forward that shot 43% from the field. I'm not gonna lie.
But
I think overall, I wouldn't. It's not like.
What's your grade for the Knicks? Out of,
I'd give them a C minus.
I would give them a C, and I'd give the
Mavericks a B.
I'd give the Mavericks a B plus.
Okay.
I think it was a really good trade for the Mavericks because of the potential of Kristaps.
Obviously potential, but it's always hard when you're banking on potential.
Yeah, exactly. So
even though those guys both Luka and Kristaps have proven themselves, you're still banking on potential.
Speaking of potential, Anthony Davis, 25 years old, could be eligible for a Supermax, one of the biggest contracts in NBA history, and yet he requests a trade.
I still can't believe that Anthony Davis is just 25 years old.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that he literally could get one of the biggest contracts in NBA history, he turned down an extra $40 million that he could have with the Pelicans to go pursue a legacy, a championship, with the greatest player of all time.
Okay. Calm down there.
Yeah, but I mean, if he does go to the Lakers, which I think there have been a lot of rumors in, because of the Rose Rule. If you don't know what the Rose Rule is, basically it's a rule where if you have these certain qualifications, like you make an All-NBA team in your first 4 years, essentially you qualify for a Supermax. Kyrie on the Celtics already has that, and the rule states that you can't have two players with that certain requirements.
Do you think the Lakers would be able to get Anthony Davis? Like, do you think they have a hard chance of getting him in a 2-team trade with the Pelicans or in a 3-team trade?
I think a 3-team trade, because then they can send more assets the Pelicans' way.
Now, I'm just going to ask you this quickly. So let's say...
No, I think they should involve the Suns.
I know.
Because there's been a lot of rumors about how Alonzo Ball wants to go to the Suns if he gets traded. And I think they swing Alonzo to the Suns give him the first round pick that they can move to the Pelicans. They also throw in, sadly, I love Kuzma, but he might have to go. Ingram's got to go. Zubac, if they can keep him, that'd be a great asset. But Hart's got to go. They can throw in an unprotected first round pick in 2021 when they're going to be good. Like, stuff like that. And the fact is, the Lakers really need to beat him out right now, because if they make it to the offseason, Kyrie opts out of his player option, they don't have the Rose Rule for Kyrie anymore, they can acquire Kyrie. And the Celtics have the most assets in the whole NBA.
True.
By far.
I'm just going to ask you this. So looking at the NBA standings, the Lakers are right now in 9th. They're a game behind 8th.
But that's because
I know. No, I'm not lambasting them for being in 9th. I'm just stating. And the Pelicans are 13th, because they're not going to make the playoffs, even with Anthony Davis back. By trading for Anthony Davis, let's say the Pelicans don't like this deal, but let's say this is a deal that fell through.
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Michael Beasley, and a first-round pick. Honestly, I think I would be switching Kuzma or Beasley for Ingram. But
that's what I think too.
Then there goes the Lakers' future, excluding Anthony Davis. Obviously, the Lakers are probably going to be in the center of like insane trades for the years to come, because it's the Lakers. They're a big market.
But when you think about this, you also have to take into account that if they free up enough cap space, maybe throw in Conwell Pope, steal KCP. He has like a $12 million contract. If they're able to throw that in the trade, they literally free up enough cap space to sign a max player like Kevin Durant or Klay Thompson, so they can have a big three of I'm just saying this literally is like a dream, but LeBron, Davis, Durant, LeBron, Davis, Klay, LeBron, Davis, Kyrie, LeBron, Davis,
or they might not even
Butler.
get Davis, and they could get LeBron, Butler, Kyrie, or
exactly,
whatever.
or something hypothetically. They have a lot of cap space that they're allowed to play with.
But I'm just gonna looking at the standings, because the whole thing, reason for getting Anthony Davis is to win a championship, or to at least get farther in the playoffs
and make a threat to the Warriors, because we all hate the Warriors.
Exactly. Even the Lakers, even now with LeBron, before LeBron went injured, they still weren't going to be a threat to the Warriors. You have to admit that. But looking at right now they're second.
Three games. They don't even need all 4.
Okay,
the Warriors will just surrender.
So Lakers right now are essentially 10 games behind first and second. So even with Anthony Davis, they wouldn't make that.
I strongly disagree. I think Anthony Davis is a huge asset.
Yeah, but they're not going to go on a 23-game win streak.
You don't know that. The way that Anthony Davis plays, he can play so well off LeBron because he opens up so much space for LeBron. The way he's able to work in the post makes LeBron less tight. LeBron take care of the load.
No, but look at. These are obviously not the same players, but I'd look at a LeBron AD pairing, like a Shaq Kobe pairing in that sense.
They're godly.
That's not about godly.
15-1 in the playoffs.
Okay.
If you're going to talk
I'm not talking about playoffs. I'm talking
Kobe.
about the seeding that they can get. Because what if one of them has an off game? What if both of them have an off game? What if one of them is injured and they don't have anybody else? It's like the Lakers from 2015, right?
Yeah.
So you're banking on the fact that neither of them is going to get injured.
Do you really think LeBron's going to let his team slip out of the playoffs?
I never said anything about not making the playoffs.
Do you really think LeBron's not going to have a top 3 seed in the West if he gets Davis?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot to bet on. You never have you learned nothing from the past 16 years of his career. You can never bet against LeBron James.
I'm not betting against him. I'm betting
they
against him.
They betted against him when you were down 3-1. You never bet against James Harden. You never bet against LeBron. You said the Rockets weren't making the playoffs. Look where they are now.
You know I said that to trigger you.
And now they're a top 6 seed. James Harden averaging 36.1 points a game. Like,
Yeah, so
just
basically,
saying, you can't bet against those superstars because they have a.
But did I ever say I was betting against him? I clearly stated, if I can recall, that I said that the Thunder, sorry, the Lakers wouldn't get a top 3 seed. Maybe they get a 4 seed. They still got home court.
Advantage, yeah. But
And
that's only for
the
the
Nuggets
first
are-
round. Like, why would you?
But I feel like you're saying that I'm banking on things, but you're also banking on the fact that the Lakers will get Anthony Davis.
But
I don't know if-
who else is gonna get anything. Now the Knicks have lost all their assets, so they only have Knox left to
Do
give.
you want to go to the Knicks?
No, but I'm saying that his dad also went on the record saying he doesn't want to go to the Celtics. So the only team left
No.
that's actually
Anthony
reasonable
Davis's dad does not want his son to
playing
go to the Celtics. Anthony Davis himself has not commented about that.
But he has commented on his aspirations to join up with LeBron over this year.
He wants a legacy. He wants to be one of the greatest players of all time. What's more, joining the forces with LeBron and maybe winning one championship?
Maybe
Or-
going 3. Maybe hitting the 3-peat. You said Shaq and Kobe.
But if they trade him,
Shaq and Kobe vibes.
if they trade him, and that means, so let's say they
It was
do-
Shaq, Kobe, and a bunch of bums.
Okay.
Sure, you had Robert Horry on that team, but that does not mean they were like. Look at that roster. Yeah, they had Rick Fox. The 2001 Lakers. They were Shaq and Kobe and a bunch of bums. Let's be honest.
Let's hear about these bums.
Yeah, Rick Fox.
Derek Fisher,
Okay, Derek Fisher had one good
Horace
game.
Grant,
Horace
Ron Harper.
Grant. You can't say that Horace Grant is better than someone like Ivan Zubac.
Yes, he is.
Zubac has crazy potential. Horace Grant was good on the Bulls, but that was it.
That's your decision. In any case,
It's so passive aggressive.
if the Lakers get Anthony Davis,
Yep.
and he's a free agent after the next NBA season.
Yep.
So if they got him and they, let's say, made it to the Western Conference Finals or even semifinals, don't say anything. Just listen. He would most likely resign with them, correct?
Correct. But he's
Okay,
not free-
Liv, I'm
he's not
asking
free
you.
agent
I'm
till
asking you
2020.
a yes or no question.
Yes.
Yes. He's eligible for Supermax, and he would only settle for Supermax. Yes or no?
Depends.
Or most likely.
Most likely, but you have to take into account that Anthony Davis. Now we've seen he took out $40 million. He cares more about his legacy than he does. And if they get Klay Thompson and they need him to sign, they need him to take like a $10 million pay cut. He'll take that $10 million because he wants rings. He wants to be considered, as you said, one of the greatest players of all time. He wants that. He will take a pay cut if he needs to. That's Anthony Davis. He took a pay cut of $40 million. He'll take a pay cut of 5
Yeah.
if he needs
In
to.
any
down
case,
the
it's a
line.
whole other topic.
Yeah.
And if he does get traded, then we'll do a recap video of all that. We'll probably do like a video
Yeah.
about the NBA trade deadline.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
just to
Because
close
it's coming
off,
up
I'd like to
Thursday.
talk a little bit more about. So recently, Zach Lowe, I think he's an ESPN insider. So
you think?
I can't remember.
He's like Woj. Him and Woj.
Okay. So recently,
Oh, if you don't know who Woj is, it's Adrian Wojnarowski.
Wojnarowski.
Yeah, he's the main NBA insider in the NBA, and
Yes.
if you follow his Twitter account, he basically.
Woj Gomes. You've probably heard of them.
That's what NBA.
So finally, I'd also talk about, so not only have the Pelicans, in a way, been shopping Anthony Davis, or he's kind of been shopping himself, they've also made Mirotic, Julius Randle, and Etuan Moore available.
but not Drew Holiday. Even though Drew Holiday has a pretty big contract, $25 million, they're not making him.
But I'll tell you why, because the Pelicans have a little bit of a weird thing. Anthony Davis can play center, but he's a natural power forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct?
Definitely.
Nikola Mirotic can play small forward, but he's a natural
Natural
power
power
forward.
forward.
Julius Randle can play center, but he's a natural
power
power forward. So by making all three of those guys available, they're probably they know they're not making playoffs, so they're probably just kind of.
They're just trying to tank. They're trying to get Zion or RJ or Reddish or.
They want to go. They can't go that low, but if they can get
The
like
Knicks are
eight-
getting Zion. If the Knicks get Zion, oh my god.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
all three of those guys, Mirotic, Randle, and Etuan Moore, are all starting caliber players
Definitely.
in the NBA. Depends obviously on what teams. Like on
Moore's out of the three. Moore's definitely the worst.
he's the worst, but he's still a good shooter. and
Randall
still-
was overrated on LA, but he's definitely underrated.
He's been really good, and
Yeah,
Mirotic just
exactly.
can still shoot threes. He just
Mhm.
had that I think might have been a toe injury. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he had an injury that kind
Exactly.
of limited him, but he's back now.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, Bradley Beal, Kemba Walker, and Otto Porter Jr. have all been in talks lately.
Discussions, yep.
I think Bradley Beal has a chance to go to the Lakers.
No, because I think that LeBron had a major impact on the Lakers organization.
And he wants Klay Thompson over Bradley Beal.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but I'm also saying that Bradley Beal, I could see Bradley Beal. I know this sounds delusional, but going to the Raptors.
Bradley Beal's kind of like a hyped up Kentavious Caldwell.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing about Bradley Beal is I think that he can he's such a good scorer. And my biggest thing is that the Raptors actually might go all out
they
for
need
him.
better shooters.
No, they need better shooters, and they might go all out for him just to impress Kawhi. Because they need Kawhi to stay. If they don't get Kawhi to stay...
But if they go all out for him, it will be in the off-season because they can't...
I believe that.
And in addition, how much can they sign him for, and who will they give up for him? Because
I think they may give up Siakam. Siakam
will be part of any trade.
Exactly.
The most likely...
I'm starting to really like Siakam, but
the most likely trade that I see is Siakam... OG, DeLon Wright...
Oh, don't say DeLon. Oh.
And one or two 2020 picks.
Yeah.
No, second-round picks.
Oh,
because the Raptors don't really... The
Raptors
are even if Kawhi leaves, they're still going to be good in the East.
Yeah.
So they'll always be in the 20. No one, the Wizards are going to be in the lottery this year. So they
definitely
most likely
potentially top 5 pick.
In any case, there's no benefit in going for protected first round picks from the Raptors because it probably won't be any higher than the 23rd.
Okay, so I think that pretty much
sums it up. Yeah.
Thank you for watching episode 5.
So really quickly, when's the trade deadline again?
Trade deadline's Thursday, which makes
Thursday. So we'll probably next video we release is probably gonna be recapping the trade deadline,
letting you know any moves, our opinions on them, our team
definitely
potentially.
Comment on any other topics you'd like us to talk about, or any advice you have.
Follow our Instagram at the Quadruple Double.
Also comment if you think Liv's being delusional.
I love LeBron. There's nothing wrong with being delusional. Okay, anyway, that's a wrap.
I came, I saw, I came, I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. I came, I saw, I came, I saw, I praise the Lord, then break the law. Get it?